With every passing week, Arifureta just kind of seems to kind of be stepping up its game over and over and over again. And each week, I find myself more enthralled by the anime, just wanting to know more about what's coming next. Now, one thing I did want to start off with you guys on this week's episode review is when I logged into Funimation today, the degenerate in me really came out to play, and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. So, when I logged into Funimation today, I saw the thumbnail. So so I logged into Funimation here, and I went to the thumbnail, and I saw the episode 4 was reunion, and I saw Tio like this, and I can't lie for a second, I haven't clicked an episode so quickly as I did for this week when I saw our baby girl Tio here just laying looking delicious, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, Dom, calm down, bro. But regardless, this episode though, it did deliver on anything on anything specific, but it did definitely deliver on being a really fun and really enjoyable episode. So one of the things I love the most about this season is how much more emphasis they're putting on the plot and the story, and how much they're kind of like they're throwing out the fishing line and they're reeling us in for it. Like this week's episode, right? We picked up exactly where we got left off on last week. We got to see Hajime and Yue and Shia and how they escaped the volcano, how they escaped the dungeon, how they were able to get the magic. And ultimately, how they were reunited with Tio and reunited with Mew, and then how they were basically, taken to Mew's hometown. They were able to meet Mew's mom. She pronounced, her forever. I don't even know what do you call it? Loyalty to Hajime for reuniting her with her daughter that she was freaking out and missing, etc. Right, like. All of that stuff that is the normal stuff that we get with Arifureta happened this episode, and it was funny, it was enjoyable, it was cute. I laughed and sniggered when all the girls were looking at Hajime when the mom was like, "Oh, it looks like I found your papa," kind of thing. Like that is all the Arifureta. Like that is what the anime is. But what season 2 has done now is it's grown even more than that, right? We have the demons. We have the gods that they're worshiping. We have season 2 opening up with Hajime facing off that goddess or goddess, whatever, right? And she's probably one of the 9 or 7 or 9 powers, whatever it is, right? So she's the one who's facing off of Hajime. He's facing on the gods. He's doing what he said at the beginning, which is kind of what we're gonna probably end up being at the end of this. But we now, on top of all of that, on top of the demon side and everything, we also have what's going on in the kingdom. Last week we got that inner classmate evil stuff that's going on with one of the classmates, the one who's been trying to kill Hajime, with him being manipulated by something evil, etc. We got to see the king looking lifeless, and then this week we got to see Aoi-chan, the teacher. We got to see her come in. Right, and again, we got the Arifureta, sprinkle of specialty on it, with her being infatuated now with Hajime, even though our boy's 15, 16 years old, and she's probably early 20s, but now she's infatuated with Hajime, especially because he's grown into this man piece. But regardless of that, right? So she's talking to Shizuku, and she's talking to him about like, hey, here's the conversations I had with the king. They're not able to deny me, but they did. They're not able to do XYZ, but they did do that. And there's something wrong with them. And we got to see that last week because the princess was trying to talk to her dad and stuff, and they're all like lifeless beings at this point. So we know that they're being manipulated or controlled by something evil, like some entity that is evil. And it might not necessarily be the demons. It might not necessarily be kind of like the demons side of it. It could be something even different than the demon side. The thing is we don't know yet, but I'm interested to find out. I'm interested to know, and that's what makes this season so good. Is like the way that it's digging into the plot, the way it's digging into the deep story and lore, but it's not losing what Arifureta is, which is the rest of what the episode is, and what each episode is. Right? It has like it revolves around Hajime, it revolves around the girls, it revolves around Shia, around Yue, around Tio, around Mew, and Kaori. it revolves around all of them, and it has those cute quips and things of the stuff. But what season 2 has done is just so good about how it's like leaning harder into the story and stuff. And I'm loving that because it brings people who are giving this a second chance now to take it more seriously. And because season 2 is so good, it doesn't necessarily wipe the slate of the fault of season 1, but it definitely redeems itself, and I'm really happy that season 2 is here. Not only do I get a continuation of one of my favorite animes ever, but then also it's like a redemption story for one of my favorite things ever. It's like playing a video game that's like a 7, right? But you're absolutely, like, you adore it, you're in love with it. In your heart, it's a 10. Critically it's a 7, but in your heart, it's a 10, and you enjoy it, you play it all the time. And then the sequel to that game comes out, and everybody else acknowledges that it's like, almost not masterpiece, but it's like, it's a 9 now, right? Like, and other people are like, wow, have you played this? Have you played this game? Have you played that game? I wonder what the other one was before. And it kind of validates your opinion. It validates your feelings towards it. It validates your love of a brand or a genre or a piece of media. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about Arifureta season 2. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people who are not giving this a chance. I know there's going to be a lot of people who will never watch this because they watched a little bit of season 1, they didn't like it, or they saw some shit YouTuber's opinion and they never gave it a chance or something. So, there's all these different opinions and stuff out there. But for you and for me, I feel like this is our redemption arc, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to see it because I love all the characters here, and this season is just so good. And I feel like I'm glowing, at this point because it's just so good and so enjoyable. Regardless, that's really all I had for today. It's all I'll leave you guys off on. I just can't wait to find out more about the corruption in the kingdom. I can't wait to find out. Eventually, I feel like 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 is going to join the fray. I feel like she's going to join Hajime and them, especially now because he was deemed a heretic. I feel like they're going to end up sending, I forget what his name was, Golden Boy, the main guy who's been kind of like sulking that he got beat up by him. I feel like they're going to send a group of the heroes to go face Hajime, and I feel like 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 is going to have to choose what side she's on, and I feel like she's going to choose Hajime. Along with Aoi, with the teacher, I feel like she's going to choose Hajime, obviously, as well, too. And I feel like there's going to be other students who may need to make that decision, but 𝐒𝐮𝐸 and Aoi for sure, because, obviously they're not lifeless characters in the background. They're some of the main ones, so I know that they're going to choose well, including the other girl, too. I can't remember her name, but the one that she thanked Hajime for saving her. When he had to save the village, whatever. I think she has like a knife or something. I don't know. But I feel like there's going to be other students that are going to have to choose sides as well at the end of this. All right, that's what I'll leave you guys off on this week. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys being here for another week of Arifureta. I'll see you, my friends, next week for episode number 5.